Three, two, one, go. Hello, how are you? This is Tina Valley with a lot, a lot to say. Woo! I am enjoying these books. I've kind of slowed down a little bit since January. January was on and popping with my reading. I read like, I don't know, 14 to 15 to 16 to 18 books in January. um February, I've slowed down and noticing there is a lot of books that I am rereading, like literally back to back. Like, well, I say a lot because this is the most I've reread books and fast. Okay, so in January I reread a book. My first book that I read in January, I reread it. Like right after I read it, I read it again. And I'm actually thinking about reading it again. And also I've been reading a book, another book for my book club. I'm on the second reread of that book, and I'll also be reading that again. Uh, um, so I'm trying to think. So there's another book that I've started in February called Fourth Wing, and I'm reading it. And I'll be after I read it, or I kind of tried to start rereading it while I was reading it. There's a what is it called? A graphic graphic. I don't know what it's called. It's like a graphic audio. I think that's what it's called. Um, that um, I can only get the second part of it right now. The second part of it starts where I've already read, so I tried to fast forward to the part where I'm at in the book because I'm pretty far along in the book. Um, but I couldn't find my place. Like it kind of got, I don't know, misconstrued. Like I couldn't match the book. I couldn't match the what is it called? Dramatized uh, book with the book that I was reading after I started fast forwarding. So I tried to rewind and go back some to find my place, and I just was like, ugh, just listen to it from the beginning. So what I was trying to do was go to the part where I was at in the book and then read it from there. But yeah, I was like, just make it a reread. So I'll be rereading Fourth Ring, and I was like, I almost feel like I'm gonna be reading this book like 3 times as well, but it'll probably just be 2 times for Fourth Ring at the moment. So yeah, I really kind of slowed down on the reading. I maybe finished one book so far this month. I was able to get my hands on a newly released book called hold on, I didn't even test this. Let me make sure I'm audible, Lord. Okay, there's my video. Let me see if I'm audible. Testing. 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 Okay, there's my video. Let me see if I'm audible. Testing. Okay. There's my video. Let me see if I'm testing. Okay. There's my video. Let me see if I'm okay. Testing. Okay. All right. So yeah, I was able to get my hands on a newly released book. I started reading it. I thought it'd be a great Valentine's read because of the title. I did share it on my social media, so you can see the titles there. Yeah, newly released this month, and started reading it, and yeah, it's like I had to sit all my books down because of like where they were, like where I got in the book. Like that book, after I got to a certain spot, I had to sit it down. The other books that I was reading last month and continued into this month reading, I got to a certain spot and had to sit them down. And now it's like, okay, I gotta pick them up and kind don't know, power through the section of the book that I'm in right now. So I had to sit them down, and I was like waiting to like settle down, simmer down. Now that I'm simmered down, I can approach the books again. It's a couple of books that I was reading with a book club, and as I started reading it, immersing myself into the book, I was like, oh yeah, I'm reading this with the book club. So I was like, let me go check in with the book club, because I was reading the book. I was like, this book is really good. Like, I was like, and then it was almost like, I look up from the book, and then it's like, where everybody at? And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm reading this book with a book club. So let me go check in with the book club. And it almost kind of seemed like the book club is a little sparse this month. Like, it's like I don't know. It's a little ghost town up in the book clubs this month. All but it seemed like. I don't know if I'm further along or what, or if it's less people reading it this month, or maybe they're immersed in the book and have to remind themselves, like, oh yeah, I am reading this with a book club. Let me check in. Because I've had to do that a few times. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm reading this book with a book club. Let me check in. And then it's some stuff I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like, I want to say something to say, hey, I'm on this. I'm reading. Hey, I'm here. I'm reading with you guys. But like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just reading. Like, I'm really just listening to the character, because the character is just telling us what's going on. So I'm really just like, like, I'm really just listening to the character. So I did complete that book called Honey and Bones, I think it's called. Yeah, Honey and Bones. I completed that book. Reels. I'm reading Reels. I thought I'd be done with Reels by now, but I have had to stop Reels a few times actually. And it's another book I did finish this month, earlier this month. Love Under Contract. I did finish that book. It was so good up until a certain part, and I was like, actually, it was a couple of parts. I was like, I was just like, no, I don't know. That book was so good up until there was no self-control, darling. Like, I mean, it was self-control up until it wasn't. And I liked the book up until it wasn't, and then I was like, the characters didn't redeem themselves for me as far as what was going on, and there was a couple of things up, uh, working its way up to that part. I was like, girl, I was just so like, okay, I guess we're gonna let it slide because this is a book. So we're gonna let it ride, and then I'll just, I don't know. So yeah, I finished that book, and I did see a couple of videos with the titles like "Download Your Kindle Book." That was a Kindle book for me. Um, uh, yeah, so I did do that. Downloaded my Kindle books, and let me see something. Cause it seemed like my camera isn't working. And I don't know if it's because I've downloaded my books. I don't know. Unless my books didn't go to my SD card. My camera isn't working. I don't know which came first because I didn't check my camera before I downloaded my books. But then I downloaded my books and now my camera's not working. So, I started reading a few other books other than Fourth Wing. I am loving Fourth Wing. Like, Fourth Wing had me at like I want to be corny and be like, Fourth Wing had me at hello. But I don't think it said hello, but it was like Fourth Wing had me at like the first quote. Like, it was like I don't think I wrote it down. No, I didn't write that one down. But it was like something like, oh, I don't know. It was like something like, if you don't, something about you and a dragon and flying, and if you ain't flying a dragon, then you dying. And I was like, what? It was some type of quote like that, and I was like, yes, let's fly these dragons. I'm so hyped. This book is so fun. It's actually, let me get back into the thing. The emotions, like, I feel the emotions of the book. I'll be like right there with the character, like what the character if the character like, like I'm right there. I'm like, and then they're like, and I'm like, So the author did like great by capturing like natural cues of the situation that's being described in the book, because I am right there. Like, whenever the character did a sigh or a throw the head back, I'm like right on it. Like, I'm like, that's what's up. Good job to the author, because she's capturing that very well. So yes, I'm loving it. If you're not gonna read Fourth Wing, uh, maybe I can spoil it. But if you're gonna go read it, go read it. I'm loving it. Like everything, like all the things of Fourth Wing, I'm loving. Um, Fourth Wing was on my radar like last year, 2024. Um, Towards the end, I started hearing about Fourth Wing. Maybe even before that, and I might have seen somebody, one of my role models read it, and I don't know, I I saw it and didn't see it. Like, I don't know if I was ready. I don't know why I didn't pick it up last year, but I made it a point. I did put it on my list for this year. So, um, started reading it because I saw the new book. Now, the new book's book cover caught my attention. The book cover and the title, I think it's called Onyx Storm. And I was like, Onyx Storm, eh? mm. And so I was just looking at the book cover, looking at the title over and over again. And then I seen one of my book role models reading the book, and I'm like, "What? You reading the book already? I didn't even know." And then that's the third book. That's the third book in the series. So I'm like, "Dang, I can't even read that right now." I mean, I could, but I'm gonna go ahead, read Fourth Wing, read the next book. I think it's called Iron and Flames. I don't know, but yeah, read the second book, then read Onyx. Because I hadn't even seen anybody reading the. Well, I might have seen somebody reading the second book, but I didn't really pay attention to this Onyx book. So yeah. So I'm reading Fourth Wing. I'm enjoying it. Like everybody was reading Fourth Wing, and then I don't know. I just was like, I put it on my list for this year instead of hopping on it last year. So it's almost like the way the book is designed. It's almost like there are some what do you call first years and second years and third years. So if it would be like the third years or the second years would be like the people that read the book last year, and I'm the first years coming in reading the book this year. I'm liking it. Um, so I did make a book club for it. to share the thoughts that I was having as I was reading the book, as I am reading the book. I'm not finished with the book just yet. So yeah, I have created a club for that. Um, you can look the book up also in the bookshop. So yeah, that's that's without spoilers. Okay, that's without spoilers. Now, if you join the book club, you can click on where you are in the book and leave your comments like that. That way, you're not getting spoilers. Hey, Brian. Hi, Brian. Hi, Brian. Hi. Thank you so much. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. So, I am really enjoying Fourth Wing. Oh my gosh. And the feelings, the emotions, like, it's uh, like, I'm at the part where Jack came at, um, did he come at Zell? He either came, no, did he come at Liam? He either came at Zell or Liam. He came at one of them. I'm at that part. Like, I'm past that part. Like, she was like, she said, he has to be okay. I will not accept anything else. He has to make it. I will not accept anything else, or something like that. And I was like, all right. And then um, I think she was getting ready to hop off her dragon. I don't know, because her dragon was like, you better not jump off of me. And because she was like, this ends today. You are not coming after my friends anymore after today. And she was talking about Jack. And the dragon was like, you better you better not jump off. I don't know. He was like, you better stay in your seat. You better stay seated. And I was like, oh my God. Like, all of that prior to that, when she was counting on her dragon to help her, and um she was trying to catch her friend. I was clutching my pearls. I was clutching my chest. I was breathing. Like, that whole scene. I was one hand on my hip, one hand on my chest, one hand on my forehead. I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I was like, ugh. And then um so I'm like, I had to calm down. I mean, there was the whole scene. Like, through the whole scene, it's like, so so now I don't know what she's gonna do. I don't know if she's finna hop out. Like, really, girl, you finna really go at Jet like that? Really, really, up in the sky, up in, okay. if that's what you're gonna do, girl, oh my God, like really, you really not thinking, because Jack has a sword, girl. Okay, but okay, I don't know what she's gonna do right now. I stopped reading at that point, and I thought about going back to the book, but I was like, I ain't ready for that just yet because, uh, girl, we don't even know a limb. Okay, now you trying to go after Jack up in the air. Woo. Oh my goodness. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at in fourth wing. I did start um, Dark Matter, the book. Um, if it's a book, I'm gonna read it. Like I get, I like. I rather read the book than the show at the moment. Um, because the books give more at the moment. At the moment, so far, when I've compared reading to watching, books have been books have given more. Although movies, what they give is all right. Like it's like it sometimes it's different than the book, and it's all right. Sometimes it's like an addition, and it's all right. So yeah, I don't know if I can watch Dark Matter. I didn't even look it up. I just was like, I'm gonna read it if I can read it. So I'm reading it. So I started reading Dark Matter, um, and then I stopped. Um, I don't know. Oh my God, like ugh, the way he's at right now, and then him, he passed the places that he walked from. I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I didn't know it was gonna go that way. I guess he said he didn't either. I was like, oh my goodness, he don't know where he at. I was like, ugh. So, um, that's Dark Matter. I'm not too far into that book just yet. Not not as far as I am with Fourth Wing. I'm further along in Fourth Wing. In Reels, I'm like, oh my goodness, this man is stressing you out. Like you already in a stressful career, working so many hours, and now you got this man pulling out your hair, entering your entrance. You, Lord have mercy. This woman, like some of the scenes in the book had got me like, oh my goodness, girl, like you, the book, the book is seems stressful. Like she just she already knows her health condition, and then she's working all these hours. Um, she's rehearsing a lot of hours, and then she uh, is with this man, and then him. Oh my God! I was like, okay, he talked he. I thought he was gonna have self control, darling. Like, oh, where's the self control? He was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna wait till after blah blah blah. And then he like, whatever, it's whatever, that's my boo, and we doing this now. And I'm like, oh my god, like, what? Like, what? But whatever. I'm just like, now her health has she having flare ups, and it's all due to stress. It's all due to stress, and I don't even think this man is added to her. Ugh. So yeah, I had to sit that book down. I think I read a little bit of it today. I don't even think she's out of the hospital. Like, he had to rush her to the hospital because her health started deteriorating. And I think that's where I'm at in the book at the moment. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, she hasn't gotten back from the emergency room. He had to rush her to the hospital. So that's where I'm at in Reels. Okay, so Reels is by an author, Kennedy. I don't know if that's her first name or last name, but there's a couple of other books by the same author that I've been recommended. It's just like general recommendation, like, here, these are some great books by this author, and I have them on my um, list to be read, and I was going to read them last year, and I started to read one of them. Um, However, the warnings halted me, and I put the book on pause because I already felt myself getting emotional with the subject matter of the book. So I was like, I don't even know if I will be able to do it. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to read this book. So I put the book on pause, and I'm thinking about um, picking it back up. If I can get, I was like, if I can get through this book, maybe I'll be ready to read the other titles. Oh, maybe. I I kind of asked my book club book, like, how how um like how much, it was kind of like basically like, how much do we let slide because this is a book. Basically, it's been a while since I posted that in the book club, so I don't know it verbatim at the moment. Um, but yeah, it was, and it's kind of like these book titles and the subject matters. It's almost like, how much do you care? Like, do you go all in and care about the subject matter, or do you just be meh about it? Like, um how are you when you're reading the book? Are you just reading it and meh through the book, or do you let the subject matter immerse you and engulf you? And I'm almost thinking you got to be meh, depending on the subject. I'm reading a I'm reading quite a few books that are attempting to grip and grasp my emotions. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to set y'all down for another day because you guys are asking a bit much. And I'm almost feeling like these books might get some tears. These books might get some tears this year. I was like, okay, like last year, 2024, I read um I want to say a couple, but I yeah. I don't know. Wait, I want to say a couple. I hesitate because I only can think of one for sure that I want. No, I think I did want to cry on another one. So my point is, last year I did not allow myself to shed the tears for the books, like the characters. This year, these tears are here. These tears are here. And I was like, wow, like last year I felt it. I felt it. It was almost like if I gave it enough attention, like if I was, if I allowed myself to be immersed and gripped and grasped, like these books are doing this year, I would have cried. Like if I would have gave it a little bit more, just a wee bit more of my attention, but it feels like it was like, girl, like you can't hold it this year. You reading too many. I'm reading too many, especially at one time. Like last year, I read. It was only like a couple of books, and they were like few and far between. They weren't back to back to back like this. And I'm teary. I am teary eyed. I'm teary. One, because I got this fan blowing in my face, and two, it's because I know the subject matter of these books, and I'm just like, I don't know. These tears, these tears are meant for rolling, I guess, because I might be crying over some book characters this year. Like I really held it like last year. Like I said, because the characters were the books, the emotional books were few and far between. This year, with these books being back to back to back like this, it's taking me a while to read a few of them because of the subject matter. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm trying. I'm I'm looking for that balance to be able to read the book and enjoy the book versus versus thinking I can give these characters advice. Because I'm like, God, like if you don't take care of your health. But I'm like, okay, the book is already written. She done already did it, whatever they done did. And then I'm just having to read about it. I'm like, I gotta read about what you done did and ain't did and bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh my goodness. And then I don't know, like she having symptoms. I'm like, I don't wanna speculate, girl, but it sounds like this and that and like this and but then she get her results and I'm almost like, phew, okay. But then they talk about having surgery. I'm like, oh my goodness. And now she can't come back till she gets cleared. I think the term evasive surgery was used. So I'm like, oh my goodness. And so now they're looking for a donor. So yeah, I don't know if I'm over halfway finished with this book. I'm over halfway finished with this book. I don't know. I don't know if I can read the other two titles though, but I kind of want to because everybody else I read. I was like, everybody else read it, but I was like, I don't know, like, oh, like maybe I need to have them spaced out instead of trying to read them so back to back. Maybe I need to wait to read those, and I don't necessarily like. I would have to schedule that in between, like something else that's not emotional. A lot of the books I've started out reading this year is more emotional than the books I was reading last year. In Love Under Contract, I didn't even read the bonus chapter because of the subject matter. Um, like in the book, it was already given off like, ugh, like really, like this girl, she done found well. Yeah, she's sharing with her family, like, hey, I found love or whatever, however you want to say it. And I'm engaged and I'm having an engagement party and all this, that, and the third, and they just like, yeah, I gotta go. Yeah. I'm like, what? Like, no. No. What the like what? And then her sister, okay, so her sister and her mom. Her sister was getting engaged or is engaged like right around the same time she is, like they're very close, like they going through it, so like they should be like, oh hey girl, yeah, we getting it, we engaged, yeah girl, where your party, yeah my party this, oh girl my party this, okay, but it's like they told each other like, I'm engaged, and then like, well, I'm engaged, well, you engaged, well, I'm engaged, well, my party this time, and then, well, my party's this time. And it's like, oh, well, good for you. Okay, well, good for you. And then I'm like, what? So no, I did not read. It was a bonus chapter that says like how the main character handles her mom and her with how they were ignoring her success in her news about her engagement and her parties and weddings, but the other girl was like, well, my engagement and my parties. I'm like, okay, be happy together, like, yay. But yeah, I was like, I don't even want to hear it. I'm not even reading that chapter. Like, nope, no. I heard enough. Like, y'all was just ignoring this girl. Like, she was going through it. Like, she needs you guys to be soundboards and things like that. So it was like, oh no, we're not gonna be your soundboard, girl. Um, the Valentine's book that I was reading got kind of got a little personal. Like, I'm like, what? Like, really? You kind of got a little personal there. Like, hmm. Like, really? We finna do some soul searching of it in this Valentine's book. Um, so I had to stop it, set it down. I thought I was gonna. My goal was to finish it, was to read it all Valentine's Day. Like, I had to set it down though. I had to set it down. It came with a great soundtrack, a great playlist actually that the author put together. And I was like, that's what's up. Like, this is my second book so far that came with a playlist. And I'm like, yes, I am here for it. Um, I have created a playlist for my TBR. It's available on Spotify. Uh, you can probably look it up just by looking up my name, T1NABA1LEY, and it's TBR dedicated songs is the title. That's TBR T2 B as in books, read. So TBR stands for to be read, and that's TO space BOOK space REA dedicated songs. And I've created a playlist of songs I thought matched the what is my phone name? match the I don't know, feelings, emotions of your TBR. Like, I'm really dedicating songs to the TBRs from things I've heard of other people and how they felt about their TBR, um, what they think about their TBR, what they would like their TBR to do. And I really came at it from a love perspective because I think we all love our TBRs. Like, I'm really like really new. Like, I had a well. Okay, let me stop. I want to say I'm really new, and I'm really new to the TBR game, but no, I'm not. I've had TBRs for I've had TBRs longer than I've known what TBR means. Okay. I didn't know what TBR was. I'm like, what is that? Is that like you having your book on your DVR? Like, is that what that is? Um, and actually, I found out that you can have your book um on your television. Um, I found out how to do that. So yeah, that's what I thought a TBR was, and but yeah, I learned that it's not that. But yeah, I learned how to listen to my book on on TV. So yeah, ew. But yeah, I really came at this playlist. It's I guess you would. It's a 49-minute playlist, um, and I came at it from a love perspective because from what I was hearing, even though I was hearing, I don't know, like a kind of like a love hate, kind of like a hate, kind of like a dislike, kind of phrases from a few people that had DVRs, growing DVRs. They kind of was like, I don't know, kind of irritated at their DVRs for growing and things like that. So I kind of came at it with like a love perspective because these are books that we would like to read eventually. Whether we read them or not, they're it's, it's inspirational somewhere or another. Um, whether we read them in order or we're inspired to pick up a book right away and read the other book later, the goal is to read, okay? So my dedication is filled with love towards our TBR, and um, the songs that I pick, I I think really match. I think really match the feeling of admiration for our TBRs. You can take a hear to it and let me know what you think about it. What songs? Let me know what songs you've dedicated to your TBR. I kind of feel like you can go in a totally different way if you want to. I don't necessarily. I know there's another way you can go towards dedicated songs. I just hadn't given it any thought because I'm over here feeling the love. Okay, I'm over here like Corey. Can you feel it? Can you feel the love? Nothing feels better than feeling the love. So yeah, I'm enjoying the love aspect of the TBR. Like, I'm really not trying to. I'm really attempting to stay in the love vibration of the TBR. Like, woo 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 to the TBR because I have heard um, um, a bit of strain towards the TBR, I should say. A bit of strain. So, yeah, we're gonna patch that strain up with a bit of love. And I just really thought the songs that I picked are very clever. And, and I thought they really matched about books. I really do think they can be placed towards books. And I love it. I'm enjoying my own playlist and how it started and how it ended. Because I started it and I was like really feeling the thought of creating a dedicated songs playlist to my TBR and it grew. I mean, as soon as I got the ball rolling, it just here it is 49 minutes. I have asked for requests if you would like a song dedicated to your TBR. I could add it to the playlist. I could share a link, or you could be a creator on the playlist and add songs as well. And we could continue the growth of this playlist with the dedicated songs to the TBR. So yeah, I think I've done a great job. I'm at. I will. I think I will, depending. I can sense another type of playlist, or maybe there are some songs that are not necessarily love songs that somebody might want to dedicate to their TBR with just like the way they're feeling. I don't know. I hadn't listened to the lyrics to see if they would match up. So that's why I'm asking if asking for personal requests. So that would be something personal that somebody could let me know what songs they're feeling towards their TBR, because my TBR playlist of dedicated songs is personal. I mean, it's just the way I was feeling with the books, how I was feeling about me coming towards my books, and how I was feeling when I went to pick up a book, as I was going to pick up a book, as I was reading a book, um, in between time, in the meantime, while I wasn't reading a book, these are songs that I was feeling. Uh, like they responded and replied to the joys of having a TBR. So yeah, I like it. Uh, the Valentine's book I was listening to has an excellent TBR and not TBR, an excellent playlist. Um, like I said, it's the second book that I've read that came with a playlist, and there are some more playlists available that I hadn't listened to yet that I'm interested in. So I'll be giving those a listen. I don't know when though. Um, but yeah, it's cool to see other people's playlists. I got to see the authors, a few more of the authors' playlists that I've seen them. I haven't heard them, but I do see that they have some playlists available and the titles of the playlists. I'm like, okay, girl, let me see. So yeah, I haven't given them a listen to, but it's on my um, to-do list, if you will. Um, oh, shows. If you have heard, let me know. Um, I just binge watched great, what is it called? Grand Crew. I just binge watched Grand Crew like a few days ago, and I was a bit apprehensive at first. I was like I hadn't watched any shows in like years, except for The Circle. That's the only show that I've watched. It's The Circle, and so I binge watched Grand Crew because I didn't know how long it was gonna be available. So and it was good. It was all right to binge watch. It was good. I mean, I liked it. Like I said, I was a bit apprehensive. I'm like, I ain't. It had some people. I was like, but I liked it. Like I liked is her name Gabby? I think Gabby. She is hilarious. I don't know if she's a comedian, but she had me laughing. Like I'm like, and then of course I thought of her in um American Horror Story, because that might have been the last thing I saw her in. Um, but yeah, I like I like Grand Crew. Grand Crew is all right. I kept thinking one of the guys was Taj Mallory, but I don't guess he is. He just kind of looked like him. Um, and then Noah. Oh my goodness, Noah's eyes. Noah had me about to cry like a few times. When he was about to cry, I was about to cry. I'm like, oh my goodness, his eyes, his eyes got wet. I guess you could say like he got teary eyed. Okay, he got teary eyed, and I was like, oh my goodness, like he got teary eyes, and I could see his eyes getting teary, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm about to cry, like really, like I don't know, like he knows how to do that, like he knows how to, he knows how to get his eyes wet. I don't know. He knows how to tear up. So I'm like, oh my goodness, he had me about to cry a couple of times because I'm like, his eyes got teary. Like, um, so yeah, his Noah's eyes uh, was a cool thing to see in the show. And Gabby was cracking me up. I'm glad she stayed in the show because I was like, oh my goodness, are they finna rotate them all off? Like, um, I didn't know what they were doing. Um, so I'm glad she stayed from the beginning to the end. Um, and seeing the dynamics being presented, and it was interesting to see how what's her name? Oh, Faith. It was interesting to see how everybody was like, when, no, don't go, Faith, no, don't go. And then she had to leave by herself. She left by herself in her new coat. Well, no, smooth with the coat, didn't she? But he did give it to her. He was like, here, take the coat. And she went to New York by herself with her new coat. And after after her feeling like, well, dang, should I even go? But she went on to New York by herself, and then I don't even know the man's name. Shay, what they was calling him. Him and Gabby had like a pet name, Sean. I don't know, Seamus. I don't know. Sean, Seamus, Shamar, Shumu. I don't know. His name was like Seamus or something. But him and Gabby had like a pet name or like a combination name. I don't know what his name was. I think it was like Sean or something like that. When he went to Paris, it wasn't even. It was no nothing. It was like, oh, we're going to Paris. It was like nothing holding him back, and he even got a friend to go with him. I'm like, that's very interesting to see those two situations play out like that. Like, wow. She was up there. Faith was up there questioning, should she even go? And he just he off to the races. He off to the races and with a friend in tow. I'm like, he off to the races with a friend in tow. Off to something new to explore. Faith had something that she knew what she was going to do. She was familiar with it already, which he's familiar with his subject already. It just, I don't know, like, it felt like Faith was being I don't know, like question, like I said, like she was starting to question if she should even go because of other people's feelings. So I guess that was intentional that the show showed that. Um, and due to other people's feelings and emotions and how they were reacting, she was starting to get affected by that, and then that's why she started questioning herself and should she go. And then Sean, I don't think that's his name, but it's close to it. Like his name kind of kept changing because he had a couple of nicknames. Um, when it came to him, he was gone. He was like he thought about it a little bit, and then he got the okay from Gabby. I think I think I think Gabby gave him the okay, and he was like, "Well, okay, I'm gone." He was gone, like, and then cause he kind of was, cause he was almost like, I don't know. I'm like, and then I'm like, that would only elevate your status, like. You need to go in and go. Like that ain't gonna do nothing but elevate you. So yeah, I think Gabby said the same thing somewhat, and he was like, "Okay, I'm going." And then I was like, "Okay, good." Like I mean that can only elevate you. So and then his friend um, um, took some time off, and he didn't go to New York with Faith. I was like, he ain't go to New York with Faith. He in Paris. Okay. I saw that. I was like, I see you. I see you. So yeah, he in Paris with his boy. He in Paris with his boy. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I like Greg Crew. I thought, I don't know, it was a couple of, I don't know, like it almost, like the character phase, she kept being switched around, I guess to see where she was gonna be. I don't know, and then she finally gone, but she kept being switched around to different characters' friends, and then the married couple, I was like, oh my goodness, they were cringe, but they stayed together. It didn't seem like they was going. It didn't seem like they even wanted to be together. The first episode, I'm like, is this? Are they about to break up? Because they were at their wedding anniversary party, and then the way they were acting, they seemed like they were gonna break up, but they they still together after the show, and they kind of tamed how they were acting. They were still kind of some kind of way with each other throughout the show, but it was less of what it was at the beginning and more like a niche. So I was like, okay. Okay. So yeah, they holding it together. I guess they like each other. So I do have a few book clubs going on. Um, two new book clubs. One of the book clubs carried on from last year, so that's still going on. If you know um, that, I have a read along going on Story Crib. Um, two new book clubs. Uh, One is for Fourth Wing, and the other is for Dark Matter. I created the Dark Matter book club. Uh, I think that was the Ganesha book that I was reading, and I the, the I have a book club dedicated to books that you see recommended in other books. So I think I saw Dark Matter. Okay, so I have two book clubs that kind of could be intertwined. So one book club is dedicated for books that you hear about in other books, you read about in other books. And then the other book club is for books that are movies or that are shows. So Dark Matter falls under both of those categories. So I kind of didn't know exactly where to put it, but I think I wound up putting it under um, reading it from a book, because I did hear about it from a book. I think I know I heard about it from an author. I know I heard about it from an author. So I put it. I know it's a show, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch the show. So I put it in the book club where I heard it from a book. And then Fourth Wing, I heard Fourth Wing is gonna be a show. So I put Fourth Wing in that book club. But like they're so close together. Like I don't know if I heard Fourth Wing in another book. I might have. I think I might have heard Fourth Wing was in another book. But yeah, so like it's so like frog hair. So either book could have been in either club. But yeah, so I have them in there. Um, you can join both book clubs. Um, they're going on now till they're not. I don't know. I don't know how that works right now. It's all going on. Um, I did change the books from the Ganesha book. I was reading the memoirs of a Ganesha, and when that book ended, I switched it to the book that's in that club now. Because Memoirs of Ganesha, that's also a movie that I couldn't find at the time. I couldn't find it at the time I looked for it. I might be able to get the movie now. But yeah, I did read the book. couldn't get the movie at the time. I may be able to get the movie now because I do have some new resources for receiving books and watching movies, and I've been enjoying those resources. I've been able to read titles that I wasn't able to read last year. I've been able to read a couple of titles uh, this year due to those resources. So I am very happy about that. So yeah, that has fueled the love dedication songs playlist because I've just felt so joyful with the resources, the books that are available to me now, the book recommendations, and being able to get the majority of the books that have been recommended is like, oh. So I'm so happy. So yeah, that was like fuel to the love that I was feeling when I was making the book recommendation playlist. I've just been so lovely, like I'm really literally jumping up and down, enjoying the book titles that are available to me now. So yeah, thank you so very much to those who have recommended these resources, and I'm finally able to put the resources to use. Like, I have heard about these resources, and I've attempted in the past to utilize them. This year right here, it's finally available to me, overflowing. Yes, with the milk and the honey. Yes, yes, yes. So that has fueled my um, love and admiration for the TBRs. I have books on deck, on deck, on deck. You know, I got the TBRs. I got the book recommendations, and the resources, and like I said, I could get the majority of the books now. Before these resources, I could get some books. With these resources, I can get more books. So it's very, I'm very happy about that and enjoying that and what that's looking like. Um, and my TBR is very, very full. The last time I checked, my TBR had 69 books on deck. My goal is 69 books because that's what I started with on my TBR. I have added some books since I made that goal. Um, and that's all right. You know, they send up there, those books will send up there like, we here when you ready. I'm like, well, thank you so much. um you know, so it's like It's like a squirrel gathering nuts, with these books. You gotta gather them so you can have them when you need them. That's just how it goes. Like you gotta prepare. Like you gotta have them. So I have them, and it is some like that I haven't added to my physical TBR. There are a couple that I have added to a mental TBR. So I got a few TBRs. I got some mental TBRs. Ooh. And I got some wish list TBRs. And I got some wish list TBRs. I got two wish list TBRs in two separate places. And yeah, that's how it's going. That's how it's going. I've added some memoirs to the TBRs. Last year, I don't think I didn't read anybody's memoir last year, except for the Ganesh. I started the Ganesha memoir last year and finished it this year, I think. That was the only memoir. That's the only memoir. So really, yeah, I started reading that memoir, but I didn't finish it till this year. So yeah, I didn't finish anybody's memoir last year. I've gotten several recommendations. Uh, Lisa Jones has a memoir. Um, Kevin Hart has a memoir. Kenan Thompson. And I get my book recommendations. I'm gonna tell you the best book recommender. The best book recommender. The best book recommender for me is I got a few, but I'm gonna tell you because I just said a few titles and I got them from one person, and that is Sue. Um, let's see. She's on YouTube. Sue. What I might do is if I update my channel, the honorable mentions, I might put her channel up there. You may be able to go ahead and look her up. She's on all the social medias. Sue SUE, I think. I think it's 101. I think Sue 101 here on YouTube. I think she also has some other words to her name. Um, when you see her channel, you'll see books, books, books. So she is like one of my top. She my number one. She my number one. She's my number one book recommender. She's not my first. She's not my first book recommended as far as like books in the game, being recommended, like Kiki my first. Kiki my first. Like she started recommending books and I was eating them books up like yum. And then I saw Sue, and then Sue started recommending me books. And then I saw, I don't even know her name. She kind of new, like, so yeah. But Sue has recommended me the most books. She's recommended me a bit of romance. Like Kiki recommended me the romance. Got me to reading. Sue has recommended me a bit of romance. I'm trying to think what. Oh, yeah, Sue. Um, um, Sue has a book club that I'm in, and I've read every book she's had in the book club. I'm trying to think as I'm talking. I've read every book she's had in the book club that I can recall. I've read every book, and that's a good way to read books if you don't know where to start. Book book clubs are a great place that'll get you up and going with books. Um, so yeah, I've read. Let's see, one. I'm gonna try and count because I started her book club last year. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on the 5th book of her book club this month. Almost every month she has a new book club. It was 1 month I couldn't get the book because I didn't have the resources that I have now. Perhaps I think I did look up the title, and I think I am able to get the book now, but it's that month had passed. So that month that I couldn't get a title, I didn't read that book. So that's like been the only time I not read a title is when I wasn't able to get the book. And that goes for the other clubs that I'm in too, the other book clubs. Um, if I was able to get the title, I read the book. Um, um, so that's how I've read the titles I've read due to book clubs. Now, the book clubs that I am in are like each book club is a different, I want to say a different genre. Each book club that I'm in is a different genre or brings a different genre to my reading experience. Um, so I do enjoy being in the different book clubs that I'm in for that reason, to allow myself to experience different genres by being in the different book clubs. So I'm like, yay, I got a book club for like these different genres. Like I'm in like 1, 2, 3, I don't know how many book clubs now. I'm in over a few book clubs. I'm in some book clubs. And each book club brings a different genre. and has allowed me to read and enjoy different topics. So I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. This is checking all the, hole punching all the, all the chords. Like I get the whole punch of it all. For example, I'm in a horror book club, so I get to read some horror books. I was already reading horror books last year. I read a few of those, um, but being in a club, I get to allow horror books to be in my continuous rotation. um, I am in some other clubs, and I have read some other genre books that I read more of at the moment. Just because the subject matter was on and popping, it was like, yes, girl, get into the reading, and then we go from there. Like, we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna expand and expound upon our topic. Okay. Um. So two book clubs have done that for me. Kiki, her book club, um, started out with the Harry Potter series, and I do have to go back and read um, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And I also have to read the other books that I didn't read because I just jumped into it. I just jumped into, I think, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I think that's the fourth book. So I got to read 1 and 2 and 3 and 5 because I don't think I read 5. I think I read 4, 6, and 7. I think. I read whatever Kiki was reading because Kiki, she was having a ball. So I'm like, I want some of what she having. Like, I'll have what she's having. Like, that's how I went about starting to read, enjoying seeing Kiki enjoying reading. So I was like, what's in that book? Like, you like it like that? Let me see what's in that book so I can like it like that. Like, so when Kiki was saying she was reading, I read, and then I don't. Then I got off social media, so I. Then she started reading Fourth Wing, and I don't know. I just didn't realize it. I didn't start reading Fourth Wing until I saw her start. I saw her into because I thought I saw her reading Fourth Wing, but I was waiting on her to change it in the. I was waiting on her to change the Harry Potter club, and she might have a Fourth Wing club. I don't know. I have a Fourth Wing club now so that I can share my thoughts. But for some reason, I thought she was going to change out the books But yeah, she's already in book 3, and I'm like, I want to read book 3, but then I see book 1 and book 2, so I'm like, girl, I gotta catch up because Kiki, she's read Fourth Wing. Sue been telling me about Fourth Wing. That's how I know about Fourth Wing. Like I think Sue told me about Fourth Wing before Kiki started reading Fourth Wing. Sue told me about Fourth Wing. She recommended Fourth Wing like last year, and I put it on my TBR, and I was like, I'll read it. I put it on my TBR. So, anyways, I'm reading it now, and I'm loving it. I don't know. I don't know if I thought I was gonna love it like I love it. Oh, but I love it like I love it. Like, oh my goodness. Like, before I started reading the book, I was just like, okay. Like, I hear y'all, but they ain't really saying it, nothing. Like, I don't know if I was really hearing them, but I'm experiencing it for myself. The author's done well with putting the feelings and the natural emotions of the size in the book, the the fortitude of restraint she has captured and has displayed in the book, because I'm right there with it. I'm oh, I didn't even share this. I wanted to share this. And I have shared it in the space where I do share some updates. I've already shared this. But yeah, in chapter 17 of Fourth Wing, I felt like I was flying. I felt like I was flying on the dragon, Lord have mercy. I felt like I was flying on the dragon. I felt like I was flying with her. Oh my goodness. It felt like a roller coaster. If you've ever been on a roller coaster of any kind, that's how it feels. It feels like you're going up and down and up and down. And it feels like you going up and then you out your seat. Your butt is out of your seat. Like, you ain't sitting down. Like, like you trying to sit back down, but you just up. You up and you stuck. Like, that's how chapter 17 felt. Like, ooh wee. And I shared that, and I was like, I feel like I'm flying. Like, does anybody else feel like they flying in this chapter? Like, who else is on the back of a dragon? Like, me? Like, who else felt like that? And I got some likes, but I didn't get any replies. Like, nah, I ain't feeling that. Or, yeah, I felt it too. Or whatever the other reader was feeling. They didn't share what they were feeling. So I don't know if it was just me. I know I feel like I was flying. Like, we up in there, we flying dragons, okay? Like, I really was feeling really, 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 really good. Like, we flying dragons. Like, we learned how to fly these dragons. And if you go to the book club, I share a little bit, but you might need to read the book for yourself, because I didn't go in detail because I'm too into the book. Like, it's some parts of the book, it's like, oh my god, like before they get to the dragons, before they get to riding the dragons, okay, they first have to like go into training and like it's a whole bunch of stuff before we get to riding on the dragons. Now you gotta go to school. Like we up in school, we training every day. We on that mat. Whew, we fighting for our literal lives up in there. So it ain't just get there and hop on no dragon. It ain't that. Like how I'm bringing it. See, I've already read the book, so like if you was to start reading the book, you would be a first. You wouldn't even be a first year. You'd be in training to be a first year because they had to earn a spot before they even became a first year. Like they had to get up the mountain. You got to get up the mountain. It's steps to this. It's steps to this. Like we riders now, okay? Because we went through the training. But if you ain't read the book, then you not a rider. Like you got to read the book and you got to get to the rider chapter. I'm liking this book. So yeah, it is some things that happen and it's like, oh my god, like it's some jaw dropping moments. Uh, for some characters and what happens. Oh, it's a lot. And then what they go through. I'm thinking of one situation in particular. Oh, I can't say. Well, I can say, okay. Some dragons breathe fire. Okay, I'll say that. I'm talking about the part where the dragons was breathing the fire and they were trying to get chose, like the trainers, they were trying to get chose. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh my goodness, that part right there. Like, oh my goodness. And they was like, did that just happen? And they was like, yes, that just happened. And I was like, oh my goodness. So this book is amazing. I'm liking it so far. So yeah, I got that club going on. So we got the fantasy, we got the dragons, and yesterday I was like, look, y'all need to get y'all one of these, and you be like, what? And I be like, a book about a dragon. Cause we reading about dragons up at her. This is my first book about a dragon. I hesitate because I'm trying to think if I've read another book with a dragon in it. I can't recall at the moment. I'm trying to think if there was a dragon in no, that wasn't a dragon. I thought maybe it was a dragon in the Queen of Hearts, but that was a different type of creature. That wasn't a dragon. That was more like I don't know. That was more like a hell bull. No dragons. I don't think I've read anything about a dragon that I can recall. This is my first, and it ain't gonna be my last. It's not gonna be my last. It's not gonna be my last because I think I was looking at somebody's video. I don't have their name to my memory at the moment because they're new on my radar. Um, um, I was looking at a few of his videos and he had recommended, I think he's recommended some books with some dragons in them. I think. Excuse me. I think he has recommended some books. I don't know the titles of them at the moment. I do think I put them on my TBR when I was looking at his video, and I was able to get some books at the time. I don't think I had the resources I had now, so I may have to go back, rewatch the video he was recommending books on and see if I can get the titles that I couldn't get. He recommended a few series. So yeah, I think that's where the dragon books come from. I think the dragon books come from him. So yeah. Yeah. And I think this is an adult book. Like, it's an adult book about dragons. It's an adult fantasy book with dragons in it. Like, it's made for us. It's not, we not, okay, yay for the what is called? The YA. The YRs. Cool, that's cool. I'm gonna be reading those books. I have read those books. Okay, yay! I got permission to read those books because it's like a lot of people are like, actually a couple of people, they're like that I refer to. They were like, just because a book is YA doesn't mean you can't read it just because you're an adult. So I'm like, okay. Thank you. And this book right here, it's made for adults. It's like, here y'all go, like, a book, and that's probably why she can get that feeling and that natural reaction in the characters, because she's writing it for the adult reader. So that's could be why it's like something like that, synchronized. So I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying reading. I'm reading. I'm enjoying my TBR. I'm enjoying building it up. I'm enjoying building it up. I did knock it down. I knocked it down last year now. I knocked it down. I do have a goal that started at 69. I've read books that weren't even on my TBR. So this is what happened as well last year. I read a lot of books that weren't even on my TBR. Like, it's some books that will not touch my TBR because that's how fast I will read them. That's how fast I will pick them up and read them. Because reading is it be like that. Like, I'm enjoying being able to do that. Like, that inspires you to continue to read, I think, as well. To read spontaneous, like spontaneously like that. So yeah, I've read a few titles spontaneously that weren't on my TBR, weren't on my radar. Somebody say, "Hey, read this book. It's recommended." I might be in between books and I will pick it up and I will enjoy it and be like, yes, thank you very much. And that's growth. Um, Last year I was introduced to that and I thought I had to wait till I was finished reading a book to start reading another book, and I've come to the realization that, like, no, I don't. Books are like TV channels. You can change the TV channel. Just like you can change reading a book. You know, so I've done that, and I'm enjoying that. Yeah. So happy reading. I do have the bookshop available with the QR code. Um, it has all of my books that I've read last year available in the store. Um, any new books, you can look them up in the search bar of the bookshop. I think I've added Fourth Wing and the series. I think I have done that. Um, so there's so many books. And you'll see the different bookshelves. You'll see the books that I read last year. You'll see the book club books that I read last year. I think you'll see the Fourth Wing series. I think that's the last book that I added to the bookshop. Actually, I I don't know if I added that to the bookshop. I think I shared a link. See, what I can do as well is I can share a link. And I think I shared a link to the bookshop through social media so that you could get the books via the links. I'm always sharing um, like my Goodreads links. Now, through the Goodreads link, that's not my book shop. Um, but yeah, I have shared my Goodreads links to share and show the books that I'm reading. Um, and then amongst that might be a bookshop link. So yeah, I don't know. I might have added it to the store. I might not have. Like I said, you can do your own search in the bookshop via the search bar, as well as peruse the titles and shop the titles in the bookshop. Let me know what you're reading, what you're into. I have read and gotten into all the different genres, so I'm feeling like I'm feeling like it's a party. Like I'm feeling like it's a party. Like I am enjoying um, the music, putting music with the books and the feelings and all the feelings and the books. I'm enjoying that. Like that is so cool. I'm glad I'm seeing authors creating playlists. I'm like, yes, that's my type. That's my type right there. Like, thank you. Um, Adding playlists with their books because um, it's integrated in the book, especially with this latest book that I'm reading. Um, there were some songs mentioned in the book, and that is what the playlist is comprised of. Some 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 songs that were mentioned in the book. So I'm like, yay, bravo for putting that all together and packaging it and making it available to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like, I know what I'm going to be reading and I know what I'm going to be listening to. I'm going to be reading your book and I'm going to be listening to your playlist. So thank you. Like, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying reading. A lot of different genres, different books, different authors. I have available to me. So yeah, get into reading, guys. It's so fun. You got book clubs. You got book merch. Oh my goodness, Sue 101. She be showing her book merch. She got book merch. Um, she gets book t-shirts. Um, book candles, book puzzles, book pictures, special editions, mugs, all kinds of stuff. And then integrating other things like Legos um, while we're listening to books. Now, I haven't done that just yet. I'm getting that out. I'm getting there. I'm preparing. I'm preparing to listen to a book and put together my Legos. Like, what? I can put both of that together. Look, that's why I like having the playlist with the books. Like, it's like, mwah, 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 like, kiss it, like, oh, Legos. I like Legos. I like books. Okay, now put that together and see what you get. So I'm gonna put that together and see what I get. Like Sue has, um, and enjoy those things together. And hopefully this okay. I was about to put too much on this live stream. I'm gonna let this live stream be what it is, and go from there. Uh, okay. I kind of was about to say I wouldn't mind this live stream being like, what do you call that? Like a boost to boost me to reading, get me back into the reading. But I went so hard in the paint last month with the reading. That's probably why I eased up off the reading, and then but really I think it's the emotional subject matter of the books. Like, I'm reading like 1, 2, 3, at least 3, but 4 or 5 books that have touchy subject matters at one time. So it's like, Okay, turn the TV off. Because I'm switching to this book to this book to this book, and then it's like, now I've gotten to a spot in each of the books, and it's like, okay, I need a break. Um, Knitting, I have started knitting for those knitters that knit. Um, and I'm actually reading a pattern. So that was one of my goals last year for this year was to read patterns. So I've added that to my reading repertoire. So I am creating something from a pattern. I did not look up a tutorial. Are you kidding me? Like, looking up a tutorial was my bestie. And this year I'm creating it from the book, from the book pattern. And why? Because when I looked up the tutorial, it wasn't available. A tutorial wasn't available. So yeah, I'm like, wow, I'm really gonna have to create this thing. This thing really about to be handmade. I mean, it's gonna be handmade whether I look at the tutorial or not, but it's really about to be from my interpretation. It's really about to be my interpretation. It's not. I'm not gonna be copying anybody else's interpretation of it. Um, so yeah, enjoying that, and creating something else. So I was knitting two things. I got something off of a knitting needles and started something else because it was easier on my hands. The first thing I was knitting was a bit tight, every other row. So I started knitting something a little easier, which I did have to talk myself into. It just seemed smaller and more intricate than I was making it out to be. It seemed smaller and intricate, just because um, it was one of those books I taught myself to knit that I got before I knew how to. Well, I don't know. It just seemed more intricate. But I'm using some needles that I have used before, so I was like, look, I've used these needles before. Um, I can do this, and I'm using circular needles, but I haven't taught myself how to knit in the round. I have practiced. I did a little bit. I think no, I don't know. Like I did a little bit of round, but I haven't gotten it down. So yeah, I'm like, I'm knitting. I'm knitting a flat on circular needles, but I was like, I know I can, but yeah, I know I could. Ugh, whatever. So like the pattern calls to knit in the flat, and I think it also calls for using straight needles too. So, but I like using round needles at the moment, circular needle at the moment because of my setup. Um, Saving your stitches is easier on circular needles. So when you go to sit your work down, yeah. So yeah, I'm just mix smashing stuff up and yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm using circular needles instead of the straight. So I done veered off of the pattern. I veered off of the pattern, and I'm trying to make the pattern. I'm trying to. Yeah, but kind of like a free fall when you go from off the pattern. Say use straight needles, and I'm not. Um, so yeah, that's its own can of worms right there. Really, really, that's really what it is. It's its own can of worms when you kind of veer off the pattern and then blah blah blah. So that's where I'm at. I'm on the cuff of some leg warmers. Yeah, that's it. Um, for the most part, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get on this stream. I did try some other ways, and I couldn't create a stream at the other ways. This way did work, so does this um, live stream. Um, any questions? The uh, chat boxes for that. Um, that's about it. Um, oh, one more thing. Actually, kind of two. So movie reactions, show reactions have crept back in. Like I didn't do much of that last month. I really, really, really was into the books last month. This month, I have watched a few movie reactions and show reactions, and I have enjoyed them. Um, Mahashivarati is coming up, and I'll be preparing for that. The previous years that I participated in Mahashivarati, I told you guys after the fact. Uh, this year, I'm able to tell you before the fact. Mahashivarati is a festival that'll be happening on the 26th. Um, and getting prepared for it today and 7 days uh, up till Mahashivarati. So there's preparation, getting your mind, body, and spirit uh, aligned and ready for the festival. Um, so that's what I'll be doing. I have shared some posts about Mahashivarati You can look it up here on YouTube. Um, if you want to know more about it. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing and participating in it. I've been participating in it for as long as I have known it to be a thing, and that's been it's been a while now. It's probably been 10 years. Oh my goodness. It's been longer than 10 years. It's been longer than 10 years. I thought it was. I didn't actually verbalize it, but I kind of have been thinking about it because I have shared that I participate, uh, take part in Mahashivaratri, like when it was over, or like maybe a few days before it starts. But this year I'm able now here to tell you like a week before time. So if you want to participate, you can. But yeah, it's been over 10 years, and I've participated. It's been 10 years that I have participated, and I didn't. I know I know it was long. It's been a while. This is now me verbalizing that I've been participating in Mahashivaratri for over 10 years now. And the festival. So each year, so this year I'll be participating like this week, bef- and then the day of. Um, last last year, I think I participated a little bit into the week prior to, and then the day of. So each year, I've been getting closer and closer to participating um, in the events that occur before the date, and then the previous years, I was just participating in the date of Mahashivaratri. But as the years have progressed, I've participated in the up and coming events. So yeah, this year I'll be participating more in the up and coming events. But yeah, there's already been events going on, like last week and things like that. Um, so yeah, that's one of the main things that is going on for me. I do enjoy participating, whether it's the week before or the day before. I take notice, and yeah. So yeah, I'll be meditating and chanting and things like that, and you can participate as well. I don't know why I'm holding my phone like it's a microphone. Um, but yeah, you can look up my Hashivarati and look it up and meditate and chant and um, enjoy the festival when it gets here and enjoy the up and coming days as they approach as well. So yeah, Mahashivarati.